Hey folks, here's an intro for you.
London calling to the faraway towns. Now war is declared and battle come down. London, werewolves of London.
London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
Me at the London. If you find time, we can run one. Talk about some things we can
See her somewhere in London. Girl, please.
Oh, it started off scary at first. I'm like, what do you got, a Halloween thing here? That's awesome.
Welcome to Footbald. Welcome to where I get to tilt my face off, and we're a minute and 20 seconds in. So I'm just gonna hang out here for about 30 more seconds. Probably give you an explanation of why the intro wasn't what it was. Hopefully you understood it. Hopefully you caught it. While we're waiting here, let's kind of talk about the jerseys here. What do you got on here? What are you rocking here today?
I got on a Tampa Bay Buccaneers Darrelle Revis jersey, and of course, sport Darrelle Revis because he's from hometown Aliquippa, and he's a Hall of Famer now. And yeah, when he was in his prime, I bought this jersey. So Darrelle Revis it's like a double representation of hometown, and I ain't gonna say I know the guy, but I've met him, and his sister and my sister are good friends, and so on and so forth. So yeah, Revis Island. Everybody remember that.
Well,
who you got on over
there? Someone that was at Rikers. No, not really. So talking about we got the juice on today. So I love wearing this jersey. I love wearing this jersey and irritating white folks. It's really just fantastic.
I was going to say, it don't do you no good if you do it if you wear it in the ghetto. But if you wear it in affluent neighborhoods or a neighborhood predominantly white, it pisses people off, and you probably love it.
Oh, guess what? It's 3 minutes in. So here's what we're gonna do. Motherfuck Drake London and his mother, his father, his kids. Seriously, god damn this guy. And if you didn't catch it on the intro, every song had London in it. So
I didn't catch that. I kept hearing London. I'm like, what is he trying to get at with the whole London thing? Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those who don't know, what did Drake London do to you?
Oh, he touched me in all my no spots. So Monday Night Football comes along, all right, and I'm gonna paint this picture here for you, friendos. The scoring in my league is very, very, very dynamic,
hefty.
So hefty is a word, yeah. So to give you a general baseline, your weekly projected starts without injuries are about 220 to 240, give or take, right?
Anywhere from 220, 250. Anything projected over that, you must got a monster squad. Anything projected under 200, you're probably on. You're probably on four flats,
right?
Like a Cadillac with four flats, because you ain't going nowhere too much. So, yep, 220, 250.
And generally, a regular league is going to be the low,
regular league. The average score is about, depending on the scoring system, anywhere from 120 to, I want to say, 140. Anything over 140, you probably got a really good squad. Anything under 120, you probably got a shitty squad. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. So, you're pretty much giving up 100 points to other leagues. I even did that yesterday. I was watching one of these fantasy shows, and they like picked the perfect lineup. Like they said, if you had picked, Kyler Murray as your quarterback, and your receiver was who was the receivers?
Absolutely,
that was
Marvin. Had to be
Marvin was one. I think Malik Neighbors was
Neighbors.
up there. Kamara was the number one running back, and so on and so forth. And their scoring, if you had a perfect score, it was like 248. And myself, just to get an idea of what it would have been in our scoring, I went through each and every player. I paused it, went through each and every player, put it on my calculator on my phone of our scoring system, and it was about 340. So our system is about 100 points higher than the average.
Damn, look at you with the homework and the research. God.
Nah, I was just curious. I was just like, I'm watching the show, and I was just like, what would that have been in our league? And then I just was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the math. I hit pause and just start going through it. So it just gives you an idea. But they had a kicker and a defense, so I just added as the control. I just added the same points that they had for a kicker and the defense, and it's about we're about 100 over the traditional league. So just to give everybody an idea, the scoring is about 100 points higher than it would be in your traditional type of leagues. So going into Monday night, what were the conditions?
Okay, here were the conditions of my proverbial shitstorm here. So, 2 players to go. I am down by 18 points. So if you do your own math there. 18
No, I'm just saying 18 in a traditional league is pretty far-fetched. That's hard. But in our league, it's like, that's like one big catch, right? I mean,
so if it's a 40, so let's say it's a 40-yard catch, you're going to get the 40-yard, you're going to get the 4 points plus the point for the reception, plus the point for the first down. That's 6 right there. Plus an additional, I believe, 5 for a 40-yard catch. So that's 11 right there. And the quarterback, they get a point per 25?
Something like that.
Plus they get the half a point for the completion. So, that's about a 13-point play.
Yeah,
40-yard.
So 18. When you say I'm going in by 18, down by 18, to the average person, they're thinking like their player has to go up. But in our league, no, it could be 1 or 2 plays, and isn't that what happened? But go ahead. It's like a seesaw back and forth, huh?
It was. So let's paint the picture here. So I went in that night down by 18. I had Mr. Hertz and Mr. Devontae Smith. Now, I'm feeling a little nervous, but I'm feeling good about my chances because A.J. Brown and the hammy, perfect. That's great. Now, does that mean Devontae is going to get first team reps? Yeah, fair. But I feel like he's proven himself enough with AJ being out that he can handle it, right?
Yeah. And you're down by 18, and your opponent has 2 players as well, right? I mean,
yes. So they had Kirk Cousins, and they had
London Bridge is falling down.
Yeah, they had Drake London. Now, anybody that was watching that game, it was kind of a slug. It was not a fun game for the first half, right?
Was it?
No pass rush, a lot of tush push, which I was not opposed to. That was
you got Jalen Hurts. That's fine with you.
Yep, perfectly fine with that. And he started rushing, looking like Jalen. I'm like,
yeah, the old Jalen came out.
They, they had a good mix of run and pass. Not really any big plays being broken off, but you didn't really need it, right?
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, I'm saying to myself, if I have Jalen Hurts and I have Devontae Smith, and I'm going up against Kirk Cousins and London Bridge is falling down, even down 18, I feel good about my chances because Kirk is not the Kirk of old, and London is still unproven. So, and then they play the game.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And definitely how like you mentioned, a seesaw battle a little bit. Mooney broke that big 40-yarder, which definitely quite sure I hit something at that point. But then Jalen started rushing and doing Jalen things, and then I took the lead.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Saquon Barkley happened. And he was like, I'm not going to catch the ball because I bet about 300 grand on the Atlanta Falcons to win.
But I seen
so
you were
on that,
up at plenty of times during that game, but like, how much were you ever up by? I can't. I wouldn't be able to recall.
I was not trying to look at it and watch it
Oh,
because,
okay.
because I knew it was going to put me on tilt, whatever side of the fence I was on. So I only paid attention when Yahoo sent you the notifications of a change in lead or a big play. I then checked it, but I don't think I was really ever up a ton. But until towards the end, until they had that final drive.
Yeah,
I felt like I
I
was in a very,
recall.
very good position.
I recall like when Devontae got the touchdown, because you get
Yeah.
double points for that. I recall you
Yes.
were up by like over 10 at that point. So
I
I
do
thought
remember
it
that,
was
yes.
sealed. I thought it was sealed at that point because it was just like, okay, Atlanta's not really moving it. And when they do move it, they're not really getting it to London. So you're up by 10. You should be good.
Yeah. I was kind of riding that wave without looking at it. I mean, I saw the initial one. I'm like, let's go. But I just kind of stayed away because I was watching the game very intently. So you kind of have a rolling, calculator going on in your head.
In your head, yeah.
Like, you're like, all right, I see what Jalen did. One did that, and Kirk did this. And, so you're kind of doing it without checking it because you don't really want to when you're in that predicament.
Yeah. I mean, when I'm watching games on Sunday, every point I don't run to my phone to see what the update.
Right.
I kind of, like you said, I kind of guesstimate in my head, like, okay, I should be like, and then I see what the other person who I'm playing, and I'm like, okay, either we should be about tied, or maybe he has me up, or maybe I'm up, and then I finally check it, like maybe half times or something like that of the early games, halftime of the late game. Well, no, halftime of the early games, into the early games, and then going into halftime of the late ones. Blah 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 blah.
You know what? I started doing this, and it actually makes my days a lot more enjoyable now. Unless it comes down to Monday, I'll give a brief look at their roster and their days, but I'm not, because the sheer quantity of people in this league and then the other league I have, it's kind of hard to keep track. So what I've been doing is not really paying attention to who they have, and not, but because it feels better because you're watching Red Zone and they have whoever they have, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And anytime that player touches the ball, you were just losing
cringing.
your mind.
Yeah.
Right. And it just doesn't make it fun. It makes everything like almost not anxious, but just I don't know, man. I just don't I've done it and I like it and I'm gonna keep doing it because I need my sanity. I need to enjoy Sunday. I need this not to be like I'm on the edge of my seat, but not in a good way. So
see, when I
anywho.
only had one or two leagues, yeah, I was every point, every player, every just going through the ups and the downs and the roller coasters. But now I'm in 4 leagues. Yeah, I tend to focus in on, is there one player that I'm facing in all leagues or more than one league, and I'll learn to hate that player. But everybody else, I'm just, because a lot of times I'm rooting for a player on one team and then he's killing me on another team. So it's just like I stopped doing that roller coaster. Try to find a common player that we all like, that I don't have, and that's in multiple leagues, and then I can hate on that player.
Yeah, no, that's a super fair take. I like it. But it's definitely made my days much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
But Saquon gets a dump off, right? Kind of, it's like 3rd and 3 or something like that, something goofy. And they
can run out
watch
the clock
it instead of just running it. do not understand the game, the play call. I mean, obviously, if he catches that, he's going to just tumble into the end zone. Then I definitely super win.
Yeah.
But they don't. Then they kick it off. And then I think I blacked out. All I know is
blacked
Kurt
out.
passed it to Drake and sealed my fate. Then I don't even say he sealed my. Well, no, he sealed my fate. I was down by like I don't even know. It was like 12 or 13. Now I get it. One play it could be, but it just the way he was passing that game, Jalen was or lack thereof. I'm like, oof. Now, funny enough, that pass he threw up was actually to Drake or to Devontae, so that would have actually won me the game. I'm pretty sure.
If he would have completed that pass, yeah, that was a bomb down the field.
Yeah, but
but
moral of the story: Drake London can suck a dick. Let's get into the fucking matchups. No, so how'd your leagues do there, kiddo? What happened on your side? Because I lost both. Leagues.
Oh.
Marvin did enough. Marvin didn't do enough to win me the league in the other one, and he did enough to beat me in the league. So I'm like, cool. That's fun. That's fun. That felt good.
For the first 2 weeks, I've been on a losing. I mean, I'm in 4 leagues. First week, I lost 3, won 1. And then this week, same result. Lost 3, won 1. Got a lot of injuries, man. I'm one of those teams that got all those. I got your AJ Browns and your Kenneth Walkers and your McCaffreys, and my whole entire teams are hurt pretty much. So yeah, I'm just trying to get through it. I'm trying to get a week where I got one a league. I'm winning more than one league because right now I'm going 1 for 3. I done went 1 for 3 2 weeks in a row. So
yep, nope, that's super fair. We saw, let's kind of go just really quick here. I want to pull this up on Espen.
You said Espen.
Espen.
Yeah, and the league I won this week is our league. So I'm glad I got some revenge on Bob. If you're listening, fuck you, Bob. I finally got you after you whooped my ass to end the season, and then kicked me out. Whooped my ass to end the season, and then kicked me right out of the playoffs the very next week. Glad I was able to get some revenge and beat you by about 60 points. And guess what player scored about 60 points that Bob had last year? Alvin Kamara. So I beat you with your own player.
See, that's where things feel good. So let's just kind of look at the kind of top headlines here real quick. So, Pacheco, there you go. Broke his fibula. Everyone thought it was a little ankle thing, and he's like, "Nope, it's broken." We went over the whole quarterback or injury whisper thing that I got going on. I picked up Samaje that morning for literally no reason, and I just kind of stumble fucked into some kind of pseudo starting role. So that's cool. Not opposed to that.
I mean, that's definitely the waiver wire buzz this week is the Kansas City backs. So you got one without even participating in the waiver wire process.
Yeah, which is always nice. Don't have to worry about it. Little injury, scare with JJ. Little one with Kittle. Little one with the Sun God. They all seem to be fine. One was cramps, one was a quad contusion, and the other one was just like a little banged up ankle. I actually saw this morning, they changed him from questionable to healthy. So I think everyone kind of figured that was going to be fine, but it looks like JJ is going to be fine. You don't have to worry about that there.
Yeah, he participated in practice. He's doing more than Jordan Addison, and Jordan Addison didn't even play last week. It's like, how do you not play? And the guy that played got a contusion is more healthier than you.
Right.
So, I don't know.
I feel bad for Matty Stafford. Lost Cup and Puka now. I do not know. They're kind of done. Like, I feel like you don't. What
Just
do you
replace that.
Yeah, like, what do you do with, like, you just stay away. I mean, I luckily enough last week, I say lucky enough, I picked up Watson just to kind of have somebody for those 2 bye weeks that were going to happen back to back, kind of juicy-esque matchups. And now this week, I'm literally starting Watson over Stafford. And it feels really, really, really gross. And I don't like myself because of it. But
He said, I feel really gross.
nothing about it feels great. I am just not happy, but I realize that Stafford is a better quarterback, but Watson at least has a number 1 right now. And now, mind you, also I believe they're playing. Let me see here. I think they're playing Baltimore.
Cleveland?
No, not Cleveland, but
yeah, Cleveland is playing? Oh,
Cleveland's playing the Giants, so that's actually a much better matchup.
Mhm.
Yeah, Baltimore's
Yeah.
playing, or no, not Baltimore. Okay, yeah, LA's playing San Fran.
San Fran.
Yeah,
that's going to be. Ooh.
Yeah, I don't want any part of that. Debo got hurt. Speaking of San Fran, Debo got hurt too. He's going to be out a few weeks. Jesus Christ, who else?
I think with today's NFL, it's like, I think they're holding these players out that normally, maybe 5 years ago, they would have still been trotting out there.
Okay.
What the hell happened?
Uh-oh. I don't know.
I'm seeing it blank out. I'm like, Danny, my internet go out?
No, I don't know. I was on ESPN, so I didn't see it happen.
Yeah, I just think they're being extra cautious with these players, whereas maybe 5 years ago they would have, like AJ Brown. Like, how do you get a hamstring tightness on Friday night, and then you're held out of the game? And years past, they would have they'd have been like, you better roll your ass out there and play. I think they're just really,
issue, man. I understand the soft tissue issue thing, because that seems to tend to come up a few times if you don't take care of that right. So I get that one, but I get it. I think it really kind of. I wonder how much they. I mean, obviously it's going to be up to the player, but it's like it's up to the player. Wink, wink, wink. Meh.
yeah. I just think that they're willing to hold people out of games is a lot more than in years past. They almost had to be limping or hip dislocated, especially a quarterback. Like, a quarterback would almost never miss.
Was going to say, speaking of limping and quarterbacks, you got Justin Herbert popping up on the injury report too with an ankle. So kind of see what's going on with that, but it's not like he's really super. You talking about, his fall from grace needs to be studied, because he.
Well, we discussed on the last part that he's a gunslinger that goes into a bar that has no guns in it. He doesn't have any guns in his holster no more. He's not. They're a run first team now. So it's like, okay. And then they play the Steelers this week, and it's like,
But even with that, though, think about that. You're a run first team. You would think your passing offense would be outrageously efficient and effective, though.
Yeah.
But he just sucks. He's terrible. It's weird. It's weird to say.
Yeah.
Oh, that poor guy has to deal with Watt too. Oof. He better.
You're not throwing it to Keenan Allen and Mike Williams and the Everett
Yeah.
guy anymore. I mean, when your third, fourth receiver becomes your number one, like Palmer, he hasn't done a thing. I mean, there's a couple players, and I'm gonna ask you this, throughout on the
Yeah.
broadcast. It's like, which players are you? It's your last week, man. I mean, how much can you hold on and just hope that the production's gonna come? I mean, it's try not to get impatient till week 4, but I mean, some of these players they're putting up 1s, 2s. If you're under
Well,
5, it's like
there's
man.
underperforming, and then there's just not showing up. Those are two different things. The people that just aren't showing up, they don't have the 4-week process. They have the okay. This is 2 weeks in a row. You're done.
Yeah, you're not gonna keep doing it to me.
Now, obviously, there is a certain type of player that you can't do that with, i.e., Travis Kelce. I am dealing with that right now,
No,
and
you
I
can't.
don't know what to do. I can't
do
bench
anything.
him. I can't sit him. I can't cut him.
No.
And this is year number 2 of me going against what I usually do and drafting a tight end relatively early.
Really
Last year
early.
was Mark Andrews, and he got hurt. And then Travis Kelce, and damn near he's hurt. I mean, I hope he's hurt. Like, that's where I'm like, I hope something's wrong. Because,
you drafted 2 tight ends that when they're in a position where you can't sit them, you have to roll them out, and they're still unproduced. They're like an abusive alcoholic husband that comes home and slaps you all over the place, and you can't kick them out.
Right.
You got to keep fixing the dinner and just hopefully it'll get better.
Yeah. Now with Kelce, I know it will hit. It will be fine. But right now, it is very difficult to look at that positional advantage player that you get. And I mean, let's just look at his game logs.
Well, I know because I got him in another league. I picked Mahomes and him, and I'm thinking I'm going to get this great connection, and fuck no. Not yet. And I guess what I'm doing this week? I'm trotting them right back out. I can't. There's no way I'm going to sit them. I'm not even going out and finding another tight end. I'm just accepting it.
No. Yeah, he was projected to get 16 points. He got, for the first week, he got 7.4, and that was 3 receptions for 34 yards. Cool. Week 2, 16.15 points. He got me 1.6 with a rush yard and a 5-yard reception. So thank you for showing up, Mr. Kelce.
Yeah, Stephen A. made a comment on ESPN. He said Travis Kelce's playing so bad that the TV is showing Taylor. We're seeing Taylor Swift more than we see Kelce now because that's how much he's been missing. we don't even see him no more.
I mean, it's weird. I mean, I think that they are, because I know last year they kind of slowed him down during the year so he could be ready towards the end. But he's running all these routes though this year so far. He's not sitting. So
yeah, what do they call that? Load management or something like that, where they kind of slow you down, kind of like save you from. Yeah, he's out there running them, and they're just Mahomes is like, man, I done found all these new toys. I'm playing with them. Get my Woody or Buzz Lightyear playing with these new ones. We'll see.
So, yeah, I mean, it's tough not to panic.
Yeah,
but you also know the pedigree there. He doesn't strike me as a player that's gonna fall off a cliff.
No.
Like, it's going to be a slow progression. Uh-oh. Weird.
Happened again.
Okay. Hey, I didn't see that one. You like dipped out. Weird. Hi, welcome back. Yeah, he is going to be like a slow progression, and I think he kind of knows his body and himself that he will get out before that happens. So I don't think he wants to go out like Zach Ertz, you know.
Yeah. And he just got too many options. I mean, he's he has, brother lean on that can tell him, the benefits of retirement. They already got podcasts for over $100 million. So if he was feeling tired, if he was feeling tired or he was feeling like he couldn't do it, he would step away. I don't think he would just keep playing until he just totally deteriorated. A lot of those players play like that because they're the only breadwinner around, so they have to try to collect as many checks as possible.
That, and they're probably trying to touch on their legacy, and I'm like, this dude doesn't need to do that. Like
No.
At this point, what else can you do? Like, what haven't you done?
Yeah. And he's still in the media apologizing and stuff, saying, hey, I need to show up and be better. And so the intentions are there. I mean, I guess that's the best thing you can hear.
I don't think it's up to him, man. I think just Patty got to get him the rock. I don't think it's him not being available and not being downfield and being open. I think just Patty's looking at the other places. Honestly, that's kind of what I think. And I think actually, funny enough, now I just kind of thought about this. I think kind of maybe with Pacheco being hurt, that kind of forces Kelsey back into the limelight.
Open some things up. Yeah.
You never want to, hope for injury, but it's also like, well, are you really going to rely on Samaje?
I mean, they gotta make sure that the running game, they can't rely on the running game, as well as they gotta be in a competitive game where they're getting scored on. I mean, like, they're not gonna push the envelope if they don't have to. I mean, they played Baltimore the first week, and Baltimore's offense isn't killing anybody, so they were like, we don't have to roll out all the stops. I mean, Cincinnati did test them, so kind of went back and forth, but I mean, these other teams got to show up in order for Andy Reid and all for them to pull out all their stops. I mean, the other team has to show up.
You're not going to pass when you're up and you don't need to pass, because no teams ever do that, right? Fucking Sirianni, right? You never fucking do that, right, Sirianni? Fucking meth head.
I was looking at him close too, because I remember you said last time I was looking at his ass. It just looked like his eyes are like caved in. Like, he's had a rough one, a rough go.
Yeah,
sure,
absolutely. All that fucking meth. Yes. All right. Let's jump into the waivers here real quick. See what we kind of looked at, what we did, what we missed out on.
Yeah, my waiver wire process. I put in a claim for the Steele, the new running back from Kansas City, and then it was Hunt. And I know I'm up high on the board, and I was just like, I'm not burning a waiver for Kareem Hunt, not somebody off the street that I don't know what's going to happen. So
yeah, Taylor
took dude. Yeah, he was number one,
first priority. Yeah, number 3.
Yeah,
Jacob Cowing? I don't know who the fuck that is. He got picked up. I don't know, man. Someone put a waiver claim in for Hunter Henry. That's silly.
Yeah.
So here's the problem with Hunter Henry, right? Well, here's the thing. He had about 80% of the actual passing yards that were passed in that game were to him. That's not ever going to happen.
I think Brissett passed for like. I think Brissett passed for like $150, maybe $160, and
he had about
100 of it. It went to went to Henry. So that's not gonna happen.
As expected. So once again, it's weird that people are putting in claims for this. A claim in for Kareem Hunt. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was. I had a dilemma. I was just like, okay. If I don't get Steele, I'm not putting in anything else after that. I'm not burning my waiver on Kareem Hunt, So I just let that go
No.
past, and somebody else grabbed it. I'm like, have fun, I'll still sit at the top of this waiver, and hopefully Timmy don't pay attention. I can leapfrog him.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, and Gesicki got claimed, which I'm just wondering what folks are doing. I really don't get it. But
Chasing the
I've
points.
been, yeah, but
Gesicki had a good game, so yeah, they went out and grabbed him.
Cool story. Like he is so inconsequential. It's not even funny. Let's see. So I went ahead and added Cam Akers.
Mm-hmm.
Just to kind of see what that, what exactly is going on with Mixon, and that kind of piggybacks off the idea of being, very careful. Damian Pierce, I feel like he's still maybe banged up, but I don't know. I have no aspirations of really playing him right away. It's more of a wait and see thing, but just grab
Yeah,
him
I
in
was about to
case he
say, didn't you
does
just
something.
drop him like recently, Pierce?
Pierce, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did the same thing with Cam Akers in another league. I was just like, okay, let me just have him in case something happens. In case Mixon, we get to Friday and Mixon's saying he's not going to play. I'm like, that's an okay start.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not thrilled with it, but So you went ahead and picked up Will Levis there to just have a body with a pulse. So I get it. You had to do it.
I mean, it was between him, Andy Dalton, who's fresh off the street, and I was about to take the Skylar Thompson dude, but then I'm reading Will Levis and all his mistakes and all his downfalls. He does run. So I was just like, okay, he has a little bit of rushing upside. So I went with him. I was just like, okay, out of the lesser of two evils, it was just like, okay, this dude has a little bit of rushing upside. Maybe he'll rush something in or, fake handoff, run around the end or something. Just hoping for a prayer.
Yeah, it's kind of rough sledding right now with the quarterback kind of deal because, obviously, in this league, you can have up to 3 and it's a 10-team league. There's only so many quarterbacks out there, obviously. So I get it.
Pretty much. I mean, everybody has 3. I mean, it's only 32 teams, and it seems like everybody has 3s. That's 30 quarterbacks gone. That leaves you with 2 sitting out there. Not too many to choose from.
And the whole reason Andy Dalton is there is because Bryce Young is being benched, and I have no. And it's funny because I'm seeing a lot of people like, "Oh, how are you giving up on him?" I'm like, dude has done nothing. He's shown no progression. What are you gonna do? Just dig a hole because you drafted him? No. Like
I'm not gonna say I feel sorry for him, but I just think that he's being constantly compared to CJ Stroud because they came picks right after each other. If CJ Stroud didn't have the success that he has, I think that the leash will probably be a little bit longer for Bryce Young. But if you're Carolina and you just keep looking at the amazement of CJ Stroud, you get more pissed in that war room over and over.
Put around him, though. Look what they put around him. They didn't put anything around him. Miles Sanders, Chuba Hubbard, cool.
But CJ Stroud didn't have nobody around him. I mean, last year it was what? What's the dude? Singletary. I mean, Nico was still unheard of. I mean, it was Nico had already been there a couple years, and he wasn't, Nico Collins of today. He definitely wasn't because they didn't have nobody to throw to. And CJ Stroud, nobody knew who Tank Dell was. He's a rookie. I mean,
no, but he definitely came out. But
so CJ Stroud brought those players to the forefront. So I mean,
feel like and that's kind of my thing though. Like, you had nobody, Noah Brown, come out and just destroy the world. Like, was Dalton Schultz there last year? Yeah, he was. Yeah. So it's not like they didn't have anybody. Yeah, they had some unprovens, but they proved themselves pretty fucking quick.
Yeah.
And
But I just
you
think
had
that
old
he's going to
man.
always get compared to CJ Stroud because it's just like,
Well,
okay,
sucks to suck, bub.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
just think if you had the first pick and you building your franchise and you keep seeing or like you chose this person and you just keep seeing how happy these people are over here. Like I mean, you had to pick or to choose of, what food you wanted or what girlfriend you wanted or something like that. And you just keep seeing how happy it is. And you didn't make that pick. It pisses you off as an organization. It's like, man, this
well,
dude can't even.
It's not like Tennessee is much better. I mean, Will Levis is god awful as well.
Oh, pretty much all of us. I mean, that's why CJ Stroud is such an anomaly. It's like most rookies don't get it. They don't pull through like that. I mean, has any rookie had any success this year? I mean, Jaden Daniels, he's running all over the place, but he's not chucking it, and he's not as accurate as CJ Stroud was that first year. I mean, CJ Stroud is like 5 years ahead of the people that's in his same class. It's like that dude is a once in a blue moon type of player. Like that just very rarely does a rookie just come in and just get it like that. And he has. I mean, Caleb Williams looks like trash. I mean, every rookie quarterback, either from last year or this year, has been trash so far.
Yeah, Richardson is not looking well. Because I mean, I would say he's basically a rookie. Richardson is basically a rookie because he got hurt like 2 games into the season last year or something like that.
Yeah.
So I would say it's his rookie season this year, and not great, bub. Not great.
Not when it comes to passing. I mean, he could still run, and he still got a cannon for an arm. But I mean, Stroud was hitting people. Stroud in stride. Stroud was hitting people in stride. I mean, like throwing them open. Like I said, the world didn't know about Nico Collins really all like that, until last year. Definitely didn't know about Tank Dell till last year. Caused Devin Singletary to somehow get another job because he was trash in Buffalo. Schultz was okay in Dallas, but he went on there. Stroud, I mean, and then pretty much Houston was like, okay, we got our franchise. Now we can spend money. Now they brought in, Mixon and your Diggs, and they're just going to get better and better and load up the offense. I mean, CJ Stroud is he's light years ahead of him, and I don't know. I mean, Bryce Young, I don't know if I would have gave up this quick on him. They only gave him 2 games in. I mean, he didn't show too much promise last year, but I don't know. I thought they would at least give him to week 6 or something.
I'm wondering if this is maybe a light a fire under your ass kind of moment too.
It might be. Because I mean, where are you going with Andy Dalton? You know where you're going with Andy Dalton. You're not going anywhere with Andy Dalton. So I don't know. It's either that or you got to trade him. Because if Andy Dalton, put it this way, if Andy Dalton comes in and plays serviceable and they don't give Bryce Young another snap for the rest of the year, they have to trade him at that point. But if Andy Dalton comes in, stinks up the place.
What are you going to trade him for, though, at that point? You've killed his value.
Yeah. Who's going to – I don't know. Who wants him?
Like, you're just dealing with another Sam Darnold situation, honestly, at that point. Like, how is that any different?
Or Zach Wilson from the Jets.
Where's that guy at now, anyway?
Cool.
No one gives a shit. It wasn't even a serious question. Nobody cared. Nobody fucking cared.
Can't even remember. I think he went to Denver, maybe. But terrible. Yeah. But
so, yeah, I think we kind of touched on all the injuries there. Kind of the main storylines. Look, we will glance over Thursday night's game. What the fuck?
He just had to do it.
What are you fucking doing, man? What are you like? What is that game? Like who
Who
like,
said put that as a primetime game? My only guess is they thought it was going to be Rodgers and maybe Drake May, and they thought that Drake May was going to be this awesome rookie, and they wanted the world to get a glance at him. That's about the only things. Other than that, like, why does the Patriots have any primetime games? I don't understand that one.
yeah. Oh God, who gives a shit?
Do I got any skin anywhere? It's the Jets and the Patriots. I'm just watching to see which receiver. Still waiting on some Patriots receiver to. Is it going to be Polk? Is it going to be Osborne? Is anybody going to step up?
No, they're
Jets
not. Sir.
wise, yeah, Jets wise, everybody's watching their Brees Hall, and they want to see what this new rookie looks like. That guy got picked up everywhere in every league that I'm in. That Allen, something Braylon Allen or something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, he had a monster 2 game. I mean, he had a monster 2 touchdown game, but he had nothing week 1. So want to see if that's going to continue, or I mean, you already got the stud Brees Hall there. I mean, like, are you going to take out carries from Brees Hall and give it to this rookie? I mean, is he going to produce? Waiting to see if everybody, those people that went out and went crazy over Alan Lazard, they look silly. I seen him dropped a lot. Waiting to see if Mike Williams is going to ever show up.
No, doubtful.
Everybody riding this Tyler Conklin train. I haven't seen anything to ride the train for. Like, see him get picked up and dropped pretty much weekly. I'm like, why is everybody fascinated with Tyler Conklin? I don't recall him even catching a pass. That's about it for the Jets, man. I mean, of course, Garrett Wilson. Everybody's going to start Garrett, and I think it's going to be over quick because Aaron Rodgers. I mean, there's no mystique in New England anymore. Where even if New England's downright shitty, Bill Belichick will put together a game plan. I mean, this isn't Bill Belichick anymore. It's just the Patriots, and I think it's going to be like Jets going to get up like 17-3, and then they're going to just run the hell out of the ball, and game's going to be over. Like maybe 17-6, 26, something like that. It's going to be a nasty, dirty, sloppy game. It ain't going to light up the scoreboard. It's not going to be great football to watch. It's just, oh yeah, that game's on. Yeah.
Oh,
you fell asleep.
Huh? Yeah, everyone start your punters and start your, I don't know, whatever illegal drugs that you really are into. Start those two.
Yeah, it's going to be a poor
I am not subjecting any moment of my day tomorrow to watching this game. You can do that. You can have fun doing that. Thumbs up, bud.
I'm going to watch because it's just on. There's nothing else to do. I mean, what am I going to do?
Hard? No, not at all.
Yeah, I don't have any skin in any. Yeah, I don't have on 4 rosters. I don't have no Jets. I have no Patriots. And I'm
that
happy
should
about
say enough. That should say enough. That should give
4
everyone
squads.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
I don't have either one of them. Nope. I stayed away from drafting any of them. It's not a believer in the Jets, and Patriots are just downright shitty. So yeah, I didn't draft any of them. But I'm gonna watch just to see who emerges. Somebody's gonna show out, and the next thing you know, they're gonna be a hot waiver item. But I won't be quick to run. Not after these 2 teams.
No. Just Like, I hate not being excited about the Thursday game, but I'm just like, dude, like I'm annoyed and I'm mad. Like, why would you fucking ruin my Thursday with this shit? Like, why would you do this to me? Like, I thought we
Yeah,
were better than that. Like, I thought we had a better relationship. NFL, like, what's up?
yeah. They definitely could have saved this game for, 1
Never
o'clock
for never. Save
or
it for
noon,
never. No, save
or
it
this
for
could have been
never.
one
Don't do it.
one of those London games or something that's in the morning where you just wake up and see the score and be like, okay,
You know what you
that's
do?
what happened.
You do a Madden simulation.
Yeah,
You're like, all right, guys,
simulate the
there's
week. Yeah,
all of the
yeah.
day.
This is definitely one of those games you don't play the game through. You just simulate through the week, just let it play
Nice.
out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah.
any other players that you're like you said, we can't do that to Kelsey, but any other players that you see on your squad or either one of your squads where this is kind of their last audition week for you, where it's like,
I
hey
mean, I'm
man,
getting concerned about Adonai Mitchell, but I think his problem is more so Richardson than him.
yeah,
So I would like. I mean, they had 1 week where they almost connected twice, and then the next week there just wasn't anything there at all. Put it this way: if T. Higgins can go, Adonai's out. That's kind of how that goes. But if not, he will stay in the lineup, and we'll hope that you can do a McCole Hardman situation and figure your life out. But as of right now, you're just not.
the thing I think about the Adonai Mitchell is like, what's the name is coming back too, just to complicate things
Josh
even
Downs,
further.
yeah.
Yeah, just to
Well,
complicate things even
what's it?
further.
See, that, and I used to think that way too about stuff, but I realized you get the more people there, that's opened up space. I mean, Josh Downs is not going to be. I mean, he's coming off an ankle, I believe. I mean, he's their big downfield threat, right? So he's going to be on a snap count. So he's going to have to get reacclimated to game speed and game shape and all that and feeling healthy. So the first week, it's probably not going to hurt anyone. But I think then having him back just stretches the field more, which opens up more space. So I don't necessarily look at losing a player or adding a player as a negative. Like it can, I mean, it can, but I mean, think about this. If AJ comes back, does Devontae Smith not look better now?
Well, for them to it just frees up coverage because I mean you can't double and triple, but you're talking about Adonai Mitchell and Josh Downs and Pierce. Still, those are like third, fourth options. I mean, I don't
Well,
know
yeah,
if it's different from those people. I mean, like it's like because it's only so many balls that can go around. That's all.
right.
It's like okay, if I would have normally threw Adonai Mitchell 4 or 5 passes, now I have to split that between 3 for Mitchell and 2 for Downs. It's like, okay, it's not like
Yeah, but I
because
would
Downs
say,
came back, their offense is just gonna just get crazy where they're gonna get 4 more possessions a game or anything like that.
yeah, but I think maybe the quality of those passes change. So you got passed to 5 times last game. How many of those passes were actually catchable? How many did you catch? Now I'm only going to get 3, but now the coverage is now spread around a little bit more because there's now another deep threat. So that throw where I may have been, you know, manned up could be in zone now, and
True.
So I there's a lot that goes into that. I've tried to change my ideas on that, and
I mean, that's true.
especially
I mean,
especially
there's
in fantasy, you make rash decisions when you see something like that. You run to the waiver wire. You run to start considering dropping or picking up or doing X, Y, Z, and it's like, hold on here. Let's see.
I mean, I could see where your thought process could change, where it's like, okay, the number one receiver is Pittman, and then the second receiver could be considered Pierce, and then you got Adonai Mitchell. He's going up against the slot corner, which is the third best corner on the team. Now you bring in Downs, and you don't know which one is the third or the fourth. Then that means you can get Adonai Mitchell matched up on the fourth or fifth corner, and he can easily beat him. So I can understand how it can work both ways. So, yeah, with Devontae and AJ, I just think they both help each other. I think that if Devontae's hurt and it's just AJ, it hurts him just as much as it hurts Devontae, because it's like, okay, now we can roll everything to AJ. That's why I don't understand the teams with one good receiver, like the Dallas Cowboys with just CeeDee Lamb. Like, you need two good receivers. There's nothing wrong with having two good receivers.
I get it, but I feel like CD counts as two people.
He's good all the way up until the postseason, and that shows every postseason. Dallas is the greatest team in the world during the regular season. As soon as they get to the postseason, teams, they're like, we are taking. They Bill Belichick them. We're taking your best weapon away, and you beat us with somebody else. We'll take our chances. And so far, Dallas hasn't been able to do it.
Well, luckily, we don't do fantasy in the postseason.
Yeah,
fine with that. Do what you want to, CD. Don't do anything about it. Just score the points.
But yeah, I mean, you gotta have a Jamar Chase and a T. Higgins.
CD, he popped up on the injury report too, actually, with an ankle.
Oh, I didn't see that for CD. I didn't hear nothing about CD recently.
Yeah, popped up with an ankle.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Well, Friday's practices is like the last. That's like kind of almost like the final. Like Wednesday's practice, when they miss it, I'm not concerned. Thursday, if they miss it, then I'm starting to get a little jittery. Friday, if they miss, then I'm starting making contingency plans. Like, I gotta find somebody.
I need it very rarely.
Yeah,
I need a
very rarely
at least on Thursday.
Yeah, very rarely they're completely out on Friday and then they somehow miraculously suit up on Sunday. If they don't get at least, like you said, a limited or something on Friday,
not even on Friday. I need a limited by Thursday at least, or I'm
pivoted.
And even if they do suit all the way up and they don't practice on Friday, you don't want to start them, man. Like that's
Hey, on
like if you had all that
something.
time, right? You had all that time to rest. You still couldn't practice on Friday, so all of a sudden you're gonna take a sleepy nap and then wake up and be fine. No, dude, that is not how that works. That is not how the body works.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really have anybody else. I mean, I wish I got some more out of Gus Edwards, but that's like a super convoluted backfield, so you're kind of.
Well, I think J.K. Dobbins just ran away with that one, literally. So.
Yeah.
Me, this is like the last week for Palmer and Hopkins. I mean, I'm tired. I'm like, man, I'm a goofball for Hopkins. That's just name only. That is it.
Yeah.
He hasn't done a thing. So yeah.
I mean, it was worth a late round flyer on, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If those two don't produce this week, I'm pulling some strings. I'm done with them.
Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, have you actually started Palmer?
Yeah.
Holy shit! What is wrong with you? Okay, all right. Oof. See, you don't have Mahonky on your squad like me. There's the great white hope.
I thought Palmer was going to be the number one in LA. And Quentin Johnston, like you said, McConkey, Quentin Johnson, everybody's getting a chance at the pill, but Palmer. So it's like, man, what kind of pick was that?
I think it was a member berries from like 3 years ago. When he was.
I just remember every time Keenan Allen and and Williams would go down. Palmer would show his ass. Like that dude was great, but thrust him into the number one role, not working out so well.
Yeah, I don't think he's actually because who knows what the number one is because they don't pass enough to have like this statistical analysis behind it to say you are the number one because everyone has caught about what 3 passes each. I think. Like, what are you gonna like? Who knows? I mean, personally, it would be nice if Mahonky becomes number one. That would be a cool story for me. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. It's just it's funny the emotions and all the different feelings from one week to the next. It was like all these players that was week one darlings that everybody thought they won their league. Those same players are on the wire now. It's like
look at Isaiah Likely. People drop so much. Like, oh my god! Because I know some people do the whole FAB system, the whole free agency, budget thing with the money, and people are dropping like half their season totals on Isaiah Likely. I'm like, you don't watch a lot of football, do you? Likely.
I don't even know if that dude recorded. Did he get anything this week that just passed?
Let's see. I meant to actually check that before we press.
Yeah, I know we're going on the hour mark, but yeah.
We'll call it a day here in a second. We'll end it on this here.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think. What did he get? He probably got like 3 points, if even that.
I'm looking him up here. So he went from 41 points to 5 points, and he had 2 receptions for 26 yards. Yep.
After that first week, people thought they struck gold.
It's never, ever, ever how it works. I cannot wait to see the first person to start Cream Hunt. I cannot wait. I'm just going to look at you and laugh like, what's wrong with you? What? He sat home all year last year. He did not play football.
No, he played for Cleveland. Yeah.
He played last year?
Mm-hmm. Sparingly.
All
he was,
year?
No, I mean, like, after Chubb went down after that Steeler game, I think it was the second week.
Yeah. Okay.
And then Ford emerged, and then there was a little bit. Kareem Hunt was like the passing back, and Ford was like the running back. But he wasn't that productive. He wasn't, back in Kansas City or even with his first couple years in Cleveland, right. He wasn't productive like that. He was just like kind of spot off the bench. And unless he reached the fountain of youth, that's what he's going to be, like a spot off the bench here and there. Unless something happened to, P. Ryan or the Steel dude, then maybe he'll get thrust into the light. You never know.
I think at that point, they will just make a trade for somebody.
Yeah.
They're not that type of team that are just going to.
Like, we're going to ride with what we have in the building. Yeah. Kansas City is known for bringing in people and bringing in anybody.
Yeah, where's McKinnon at anyway? Did McKinnon get signed?
I don't know. It's like he's the odd man out because he was like the de facto number 2 back. It was like, okay, it's him. But I don't even know if he signed. Is he on the street? I don't know. I haven't heard anything about Jared McKinnon this year.
I mean, it says he's technically still
with Kansas City, yeah,
but inactive. So I don't know what the hell that even means.
And then they said something about Hilaire is on IR or something. So I know he's going to somehow come back.
He's having like mental things. They may just send his ass to therapist and tell him to get the fuck in the field. Yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
It's a really weird noise that was happening. I didn't know what the fuck it was.
I was to say, you're nothing behind. Did she climb out of the picture and walking around out there?
Something happened. I need to go investigate and figure this out. So listen, we will see you guys again on Saturday. The whole double episode, I believe, double episode. Yeah, double episode on Saturday. I got to figure out what the fuck this is, so we're gonna cut this short. So
All
check
right.
us out. 8 o'clock for baseball, 9:30 for football, or and we go over the Thursday.
Y'all jump on earlier.
Yeah.
Thanks everybody for listening.
I did mention I want to do the 9 o'clock one, right?
Yeah, you said you might. Y'all might. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll let you know there. But yeah, I'm gonna go check out and see what the fuck that noise is because I don't know what it is. So we'll see you guys Saturday.
Deuces, everybody. Good luck to you in your fantasy leagues.
No one's playing anybody on Thursday. Stop playing.